so morality and boundaries, principles and standards. Now, morality and boundaries, they're movable. They're free-flowing. A boundary can be bounded. A morality can be moral. You know, morality, it's a free-flowing word. Principles sounds like it's a principle. Standards is I'm literally standing. I'm standing on business. All right. So this is the alignment that we're making, and the thing is, we have to put up boundaries until it becomes a standard, and we may come into a space of a situation happening either because somebody is pervasive, but even in that pervasion, we've allowed them to be pervasive, right? If somebody does it, shame on me, shame on you, shame on it, I don't know. But if someone does it the first time and we let it ride, and they do it a second time and we let it ride, and we just, because we choose not to have principles and standards, but live in morality and boundaries, we have to make ourselves feel better about allowing someone to mistreat us because, oh, that's just so-and-so and I accept them for who they are. No, you have no backbone. You're not standing on nothing because you know in every area of your life that you stood on something, it became law. It became law. And you know that. So don't sit here and play yourself and try to make yourself feel better by allowing someone to move free-flowingly in your life and they're not moving the way you want them to. Our principles, bricks of a foundation. All right, so we're talking foundationally, which means there has to be a starting point, but you need a strong foundation. Morality and boundaries will not build a strong foundation. Morality and boundaries will allow there to be constant movement in your life. And God is saying constant movement is not to be confused with inflexibility. You must remain flexible, so there has to be a filtration system. Morals and boundaries are necessary. You cannot move in principle because you will encounter different people all day long, and this is how you stand in judgment because you have now formed an inflexible view on something, and now you go into the world on any given day and somebody who contradicts that inflexible view, now you stand in judgment of them. So you have created a standard or a principle on something that just needed a bit development. Because if you're like, well, not in this case, well, not in this case, well, not in this case. Well, if you can live in a well, not in this case world, you ain't standing on nothing. Because, well, in this case, you ain't standing on nothing, but also this is necessary in order to get here. Because you have let some things in and you're like, yeah, that ain't it, so we ain't doing that ever again. Or you have let some things in and you're like, okay, I like that. This is what we gonna do all the time. And then you have let some things in and you're just like, yeah, no. But, so, the power of 3. People's entry point is at the boundaries, maturity space. And then from there, now they got a little play area to kind of come up with the principle. All right? So you don't just jump to the principle. You come in with the morality and the boundaries. So you're saying, hey, but I like you. So how can you remain in my life? How can we refine this? How can oh, boom. Thank you, Ree. What your comment told me was we need to raise our daughters knowing, go lay down. We need to raise our daughters knowing that to respect another woman. Boom. There it goes. That's why I got on mine. And then I went on principles. I'm here. I'm back. We need to raise our daughters not just having those surface conversations. Don't sleep with another woman's man. It's tacky. Well, somebody out there may make it look less tacky. So, you never actually helped her set a principle. You only gave her morality, an opinion. Your opinion is tacky, but her favorite person.
Opinions are subjective.
Exactly. And her favorite person who has a platform and appears to have everything that she desires, not you, old dusty ass mama, but the person who actually emulates what I choose to be, she's sleeping with somebody else's man. So I don't know, mama. I don't think it's that tacky. So you have to make sure when you're teaching your child something, you go deeper than the surface. When you sleep with another woman's husband, this is what you are doing. And are these things that you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a part of the end of someone's family? Do you want to be a part of someone trying to figure out who they are at 40? Do you want to be a part of children wondering where their father is? Do you want to be a part of...
Imagine you have a baby with that person, and now you have that baby that nobody wants around.
You just literally snatched that out of my head. I was like, if she is I was like, you're the product of an outside child or a broken home. You just snatched it out of my head, and I almost felt it. I was like, take it, Adoy. But yes, do you want to be a part of that? And most of the time, your child is going to say, no, I don't want to be a part of that. So now you just went from morality, which is free-flowing depending on the circumstances, to principle. I stand on business. I will not be that to another woman.